Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Extratime Podcast. We are here again for a new one, for a brand new show. We've not been here for a while now, but then we brought this banger to you. As you may have seen in the description, we are here for our top 10 players in the world, and I have my dear brother with me, Jeffrey, on this one. How are you feeling for this one?
I'm good. It's a new episode, so I'm excited.
We have our top 10 list, of course. I had my 10, you had his 10, and we ranked them based on points. First on the list had 20 points, just like that, and then we came up with the top 10 from the both list. So I might have some players in there that are not on my list. Same thing with you. Controversies might be there, arguments might come up. So yeah, while we're about to start this, you can give us your own top 10 list in the comment section, and let's get into the video. So number 10 on the list with 2 points, we have a Madrid brother in this one, and it is the Brazilian, demon, Vini Jr.
Okay.
With 2 points. So obviously, he came 9 in one of the lists. I did have him in my list. It was your list. So talk to me, Vinicius Jr.
Okay, well, rightly, like you said before, I had him 9th, which looking now it's a bit fair. I think Vinicius last season he had a poor season based on his own standards. The season or the standard he set the season prior, that is the season he was challenging for the Ballon d'Or. I think last season, I think he was a bit overshadowed by the introduction of Kylian Mbappé, which any Madrid fan will kind of like agree that last season was basically the Mbappé show. And it still is now, even now, self. But I think Vinicius, his performances in big game was what made me drop him down so low on my list. I think even though, like I said before, he had a bad season based on his own standards, he still had double-digit goals and assists for his own productivity. But I think the performances in big games, especially in Champions League games, where like in that Arsenal game where we needed that kind of someone to just take control, I think he didn't produce for me.
We had Mbappé there as well.
Yeah, even though we had Mbappé there, we had Jude there, but Vini is usually the guy that kind of like wants to take players on, wants to make things happen. I think during that game entirely we're a bit passive, but that game needed someone like Vini to take over those games. And other games as well, the classical games where we lost to Barcelona were basically humiliated. I think all those ones were just, for me, his performances in those games, even across the entirety of the season, wasn't up to the standards that he set prior. So I think it's a fair point that we have him in the bottom half of the 10.
I feel like most of the points you've listed out are more of like a team issue than Vini himself.
Yeah, it's like a team issue, but even it's in those team issues, are you coming out as a star? Are you a superstar? What are you doing in those team performances? No bad games. Because we all agree that they were bad games. But him as a superstar, coming the season after or the season prior to that one, that he was challenging, he basically made a point that he deserved the Ballon d'Or as well. But to see someone who was a Ballon d'Or front runner or contender drop off so low in the season after was just what turned me off. So I think having him there still is a fair point.
Yeah, fair enough. He made the overall top 10 list, but I did not have him in my list. I feel like the players I had and the criteria I used in making my list, I feel like he's down there. Top 20, of course, top 15, of course, I'll have him there. But I feel like the players I had in my top 10 are like have been more better based on like the criteria I used for like making my list. Because I looked at I had basically 3 criteria. What the players have done like in the past, maybe the past 3-4 years, and their current ability right now, and what I see them doing maybe in the next 2-3-4 years as well.
I'm surprised to see who he had ahead of him. So that's good.
When we merge that together, I feel like he's not there on my list. Okay. But we'll move on to number 9 on the list with 3 points. Is Mr. Ballon d'Or last year.
Last 2 years.
Rodri.
Okay, last year actually.
Rodri, of course, I had him at 8 on my list. Obviously, you didn't have him in your list.
I didn't have him.
Rodri, I feel like what he's done for City the last 2 years. He's been one of their best players, if not the best. I feel like obviously he's won the Ballon d'Or, won the Euros with Spain last year, and obviously won the treble with City. He's been like an integral member of the City team, the transformative City we saw, in as much as they won a few league titles before him. But I feel like since he joined the team, him, Haaland, and Foden and KDB have been like the core of the team. And right now, I feel like he's not there yet. Obviously, he had the injury last year that has hindered his performances. Obviously, it's normal with footballers with injuries. But I feel like Rodri is not done yet. He's not done. He's around 27, 28 years. So I feel like the next 2 years, you're still going to see more of him and it's going to explode.
I don't have him on my list. I don't have him anywhere near my top 10. If I were to do a top 15 or top 20, he still isn't there. He missed the entirety of last season. So I don't know how good he is coming into the season. And right now, he doesn't look good. He doesn't look like the star, the Ballon d'Or winner. Even last year, I didn't think he deserved the Ballon d'Or. I think Vinicius was the best player in the world at that time. But controversies and their politics played a part and so forth, and he won it. But I don't think right now he's a top 10 player for me.
So yeah, Faiz, moving on to number 8 on the list. We have a joint 8 this time around.
Wow. A joint 8.
5 points.
Okay.
We have Rafinha and Virgil van Dijk.
Okay.
So with 5 points, I had Virgil 6th on my list, meaning you had Rafinha 6th on your list.
Yeah. I had him 6th on my list.
Meaning Virgil is not on your list.
Yeah.
And Rafinha is not on mine. But I have to speak on Virgil first of all. Virgil van Dijk, of course. One of the best players the most consistent player for Liverpool in the last 5-6 years. I feel like he's been the pinnacle for what centre-back should be. When we talk about best defender in the world, I feel like top 3, top 2, any active football watching fan, he's on their list. Best centre-backs in the world. I feel like you not having him on your list, I genuinely do not know or understand your criteria, but I feel like Virgil, he's been one of the dominant forces in the league, in the Premier League. The way he has changed that centre-back positions, the way people look at defenders nowadays. You want your centre-backs to be good on the ball, you want them to be aggressive, dominant on the air. Virgil encompasses all those qualities. And he has been in like honorable mentions. Of course, he's won the league. He's won every single thing with being able with Liverpool. And he's also finished, I think, second in the Ballon d'Or. The year we felt he would have won it ahead of Messi, of course. The records didn't get dribble pass and everything. I feel like what he has done for the league in like the last 5 years and what he's doing right now, he's still a top centre-back. And I feel like going forward, he's 33, of course. I feel like he still has around 2, 3, 4 years to like give Liverpool at top quality level. Hence, I had him on my list.
Okay. I had Rafinha 6th on my list. I didn't have Virgil van Dijk anywhere near my top 10. Rafinha, you said you didn't have him on your list. I don't know why you didn't have him on your list, but I think Rafinha currently right now is definitely a top 10 player for me. I had him 6th, which is a bit higher. I think the season he had last year, I think he had a brilliant season. I think right now, there are some Barcelona fans that say he's the best player in that team. But I think last year he was this someone who was actually earlier in the season was front runner for the Ballon d'Or earlier in the season. He and Mohamed Salah, he had about 34 goals, 26 assists across all competitions in about 57 games or so, and he maintained a certain level of consistency, especially in big games. Champions League, he won top scorer. I think also top assistant in the same competition, which is basically impressive. And the season he had right now, I think he's only going to get stronger and stronger and stronger going forward. And yeah, right now, I think he's definitely a top 10 player, but I would have loved to have him a bit higher. But
so you have a player after one season in this list?
No, my criteria actually was I picked at least a window of at least 2 seasons for me, at least 2-3 seasons for me. And there are some exceptions, even as we say that there are some sections. Like, I think the season Rafinha had last year definitely needed that shout out, definitely needed for me to be included in the top 10 player, because this is like the numbers he had was kind of like Messi and Ronaldo levels numbers, even though we're not going to compare that, but it was still high octane numbers, high productivity in both goals, assists, even chances created. And he won the league as well. So I think all those things encapsulated, I think it would be ludicrous not to have him in a top 10 list, but
yeah, it's not ludicrous not to have Virgil in the top 10 list.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. Let's move on.
Yeah, moving on to number 7 on the list. We have 6 points, Mr. Lewandowski. You had him in your list?
No, I didn't have him on my list.
Fair enough. I think I had him at number 5th on my list.
Jeez, Lewandowski, the fifth best player.
Of course. We're talking about one of the best strikers in the world right now, and what he has done over the last few years. The record is broken, of course, with
Barcelona.
With Bayern.
That's a long time ago.
The record is that it's not a long time ago. He's active. I gave you the criteria for my list. He's active.
Okay.
And what he did last year as well, you can put him in as much as you can mention Rafinha, you can mention Lamala. I feel like Lewandowski was one of the players that had a very, very good season for Bayern when you consider it for Barca, when you consider his age as well. I feel like I give him a criteria for the list, and Lewandowski, of course, in the last 5-6 years has been one of the best players. Of course, he got denied the Ballon d'Or in 2020 because of COVID and the rest of it. I feel like the next year as well, he could or should have won it. But Messi kind of like nicked it off of him. They even created an award because of Lewandowski. That's next year. So I feel like he has to be there. He has to be one of the top 10 players in the world right now.
We have had him. We clearly have him in the list, but I didn't have him in my own list. I don't think. The issue with Lewandowski is that, he's an incredible player, has had a brilliant career, but I don't think he's a top 10 player at this moment we're speaking. I don't think he's there yet. I think if we're basing it based off like who he is, what he is, and still being an active player, you could give him that like still top 10 player. But I'm basing it off like the players that I have ahead of him. Even if I were to put him there, the players I have ahead of him, where these are players that are taking over football currently right now. I think Lewandowski is at a stage in his career where he's hitting the back end of his career. Yeah. He's not starting as much games. He's getting injured often. He's been on the sidelines more often. And due to that, I don't really kind of put him there. But if it's because of him as his resume and everything, definitely. But
I feel like I agree with you on this one. Maybe I went too far pushing him up there. But yeah.
No problem. Yes. All right.
We could move on to number 6 on the list. With 8 points. We have Mr. Jude.
Jude.
Of course, I had Jude on my list. You had him as well. Yeah. But I had him, I think, number 9 on my list. But talk to me.
I had him 7th.
Talk to me.
I think, Jude Bellingham, what a wonderful talent, a wonderful player. I think last season his stock value kind of dipped a bit. Even though saying that he had a bad season, he still had about 15 goals, 15 assists across some competitions, which is fair enough. Which is okay. And considering that he was playing with an injury during the season, I think the last quarter of the season, I think he needs to be there. I wouldn't be, since I'm a Madrid fan, I think he should be down a bit since I have him 7, but because of his ability as a football player, this is someone who is able to play all 3 positions in the midfield. He has an ability to score.
Put the meat in the bag.
Has ability to score. His work rate is incredible. He has so many other qualities all around. I just love him as an entirety, like a player, and his ability to show up in big games. Let's not try and diminish that. His ability, he turns up for club and country as well. And I think, he's a superstar and he needs to be there.
I feel like, if we deserve to be in the list. Of course, I had him 9th, but I feel like Jude is a great player. Of course, the first year at Liverpool, at Madrid, he had that wonderful run, like one of the best players playing at he won, of course, the La Liga best player that year, the Champions League move at I feel like he joined Madrid. I kind of played in a position that he doesn't usually play, and the way he delivered that, you almost felt like the guy, and people try to outlook Jude, Vinny that year, because I feel like Vinny got injured that year, I think, and Jude was like the man that carried Madrid up through that season. And what he's been doing for Dortmund as well, the potential he has as well to be one of the best players.
And he's still young.
He's young as well. And obviously he was also in the Ballon d'Or conversations that year. I think he finished third as well. I feel like it's a well-deserved shout, and finishing is a good place for him. But we'll move on to number 5 on the list. We've got with 9 points, Mr. Erling Broth Haaland.
Wow.
I had Haaland number 4 on my list.
I had Haaland number 9.
Why?
No, sorry, number 8. I had Haaland 8 on my list. I think the players I had ahead of him, especially they had a better season last season for me. I think Erling Haaland's season, like it's kind of like he still had about 22 goals in the Premier League, still banging in goals, but for a standard, it dropped.
So don't you think it was like more of the Man City dropping?
Yeah, but that's the thing. You are part of the squad. That's the thing. You are part of the squad. So if your team is falling, it affects you. Unless you are hitting super, like they are hitting extraordinary numbers, and then we can't say okay, it's your fault. But we saw him time and time again. Performances in games like this, you just have one way to neutralize him. Basically, park the bus. Basically, stop flow from stop supply of the ball to him, and he's useless. That's the thing. That's the challenge we had, and too much time often, especially in Champions League games. Against last season against Madrid, we saw how he didn't do anything. We saw how ineffective he is when teams just park the bus and block him. He doesn't get any service. He can't create chances for himself, and he's like, I don't know. I just feel like having him below, like on the tail end of the top 10 is a fair position for him. I didn't have him higher, but what's your reason for having him number 4 on your list?
I'm obviously by my criteria. What he's done in the past.
Yeah.
Trouble with City. The year he joined City, I think 2 years ago, was it? All the records he broke that year. Like outnumbered. Won the best top goal scorer.
I get.
How many goals has he scored now for City? He scored this thing. He has like the most goals for City scored in a season, most Champions League goals for City scored in a season, and he was like the guy that brought in, for Man City, they had won the league about 4 times already before he came. And the question was, can they do it in the Champions League? And immediately he came in. He was like the guy he was like the missing part, the missing piece to the puzzle. And then he came in and then they won the Champions League. Of course, the treble, of course, that year. And they finished second, I think, or third on the Ballon d'Or as well. I feel like the impact he has had with Man City is nobody actually foresaw it. We knew Haaland was a great striker. We knew he was a deadly goal scorer. But then the way he had to adapt, because City and Dortmund kind of play totally different type of football. Yeah. At Dortmund, we saw a more transitional Haaland, but he came into a Man City that gets the ball, plays around, and then finds the striker in and around the box. And then the way he adapted to that system and delivered, I feel like he deserves to be up there. And we've not even seen the ultimate best of him. Because he's still young, he still has a number of years. And what he's doing right now this season, top goal scorer in the Premier League as well. 6 goals in 5 at thereabout. So I feel like he has to be there. He has to be up there. He's obviously the best striker in the world right now.
Yeah.
He's the best?
No. I think Harry Kane is the best striker.
Fair enough.
But he's coming. This season he's looking good. He's coming with a vengeance. He's one of those players that say, okay, whoa, have you guys forgotten who I am? Even though I had a bad season last year or this last season, I'm still Erling Haaland. I'm still that guy. And he scored 2 goals yesterday during Man City's game against Monaco. So I think, he's definitely a top 10 player. So I've got no qualms with you having him high on your list. So let's move on.
We're moving on to number 4 on the list. We have the ultimate Egyptian king.
Okay, fair.
Mohamed Salah. I think I had Salah I had him 7th on my list.
What?
I had him 7th. I had him below.
You had Virgil van Dijk ahead of Mo Salah in your list.
Yes, I feel like I was kind of skeptical on who to put above who, but then I ended up putting Virgil ahead of him. I feel like for Salah, of course, we know the records. The first year he joined the Premier League, he has always been there. Liverpool's one of their best players, the PFA, and I feel like for me, why I put Virgil ahead of him, I feel like the the whole centre back issues, and when you look at like the pinnacle of centre backs, it's Virgil van Dijk. He's like the man. There's the face of centre backs in the world right now. But yes, Mo Salah, one of the best players. Like, Mo Salah for me is the best right winger in the Premier League guys now.
Yeah,
and then all time is in those conversations of best right.
There's someone
right
who's in
winger.
conversation of the best Premier League player in history.
No, not just best Premier League player. I feel like the best right winger in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's there, but this someone he's also in the conversation of one of the best Premier League players in history. Yes. So yeah, but still, just kick on. I had him third on my list.
Yes.
I had him high. So I had him third on my list. Yeah, all the points you have backed. I think he's the model of consistency. I think since he's been at Liverpool, he has maintained a consistent level of play. He's a superstar. He's an all-round player, a top-time player, a top player for me. I think his numbers, especially in the Premier League, are absolutely insane. They are mad. And last season, he was, especially in the season, he was going as if he was going to break all records. He was looking as if he was going to break the records for most assists and most goals as well. But that didn't come up, but still can't diminish the season he had. He had about 29 goals, 18 assists in that season, which is insane considering. And he was integral, rightly deserved, rightly winning player of the season as well. And Mohamed Salah, one thing I love about him, I think for me, in my eyes, he's a top 5 player for me. I think even though he's getting old in age right now, I think the way he plays, the style of play that Liverpool are trying to play right now, I think, and especially playing in the toughest league, which is the Premier League, and still being able to hit those numbers consistently over a period of time, I think, he rightly deserves to be there. So I have no issue with him being fourth.
We are heading now into the top.
Okay, let's see who we have.
3. I think let's just call them out.
No. Let's go 3, 2, 1 by one. Let's go. No,
number 3 on the list with 15 points.
Who do we have?
Mr. Harry Kane.
Fair enough. The best striker in the world. The best striker in the world. Fair enough.
Talking about everybody knows what Harry Kane is made of.
Yeah.
The way what he did with Spurs, obviously. Not the best team in the Premier League, but every single season.
They
had the time where every year, we knew Spurs as a Champions League year. As a Champions League team, every single year they made the top 4. It's Pochettino. When you look at the players they had at that time, they had like players like Eriksen, Son was there about Dembele, Sissoko, Toby Alderweireld, and this kind of guy. When you look at that team and you look at players like Harry Kane and what he did then, you feel like he had the littlest form of support in terms of the big players in the team and players that can like take the team off the edge, the team. He was the main guy. He was the man. Then doing it for Spurs.
Dominating the period of time, winning multiple golden boots.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Second highest score in the Premier League, 213 goals is mad.
Yeah.
And I feel like going to Bayern as well, as much as people can say it's Farmers League, he went to the best team in there as well.
And
but the way he's going about scoring goals
for fun.
The best, the fastest players to reach 100 goals for a club with 103 games ahead of Haaland, ahead of CR7 as well.
Really?
Crazy, man, I feel.
I don't know. I think, wow, that's an impressive start for him. And yeah, I agree. I had him fourth on my list, but him being third, I have no problem with that. I think he's richly deserved.
I had him third, yeah.
He's definitely a top 5 player. With the way he's playing now, he already has 17 goals in 9 games, which is mad. Since joining Bayern, he has about 72 goals in 68 appearances for Bayern currently now. And he's really going to get stronger and stronger and stronger going forward. I think Harry Kane, he's like the perfect number 9. He's different from Haaland because he has the ability to create his own chances. He has the ability to drop deep, create space, and link up with the wingers. And that's something that you don't see in strikers now. Isak has that kind of ability. Even maybe Mbappé towards an extent, but Mbappé is not really a number 9. But he's still like, for me, he's a hybrid of traditional number 9s going forward. And
false 9.
Yeah, kind of like a false 9, but he's still a proper 9, a proper striker. Gives you everything. And any team in the world would love to have him. And Bayern are lucky they've got a great strategy. You just need to create more chances, and he buries almost all the chances. He's one-on-one. He's insane. His penalties, everything about him still top player. So I have no problem with him.
So yeah, we have to move on to number 2 on the list.
All right.
The second best player in the world according to us is none other than Mr. Lamine Yamal.
No,
It's 16
no,
points,
no,
the truth.
no.
I had him second on my list, obviously.
I had him sixth.
So yeah, when we speak about Lamine Yamal, what
Overrated.
this brother has done at age 17. Can we take a moment to deep it down? He's had just 2 years playing at this level. So just 2 years playing at this level. And when you look at what he has
Just
achieved,
2 years. So now
Yes,
you're using
when
the
we
point
look
of
at-
recent. You kind of like
no, I gave you my
you said
scenario.
over a period of time. Most of
Yes.
the players you had on your list were like over a period of time you were using past,
So yeah,
but now
yeah.
you're using recently.
So you understand me. It's not my fault that he's 17, and it's not my fault that he started his career 2 years ago. So I'm talking about, okay, imagine when Harry Kane started his career and how long it took him to like start getting dominant. And we're talking about a player that started 2 years ago, won the Copa Trophy, the best young player in the world, back to back, and then his second year playing at the top level, finishes second in the
Which-
Ballon d'Or.
Kind of.
So yeah, it's crazy for we've never seen something like, let's be real, we've never seen something like
And
this.
that's
at
the
this
thing.
age.
That's the point. We have never seen something like this, and people tend to like kind of like put too much hype on it. In my point,
It's not about putting too much hype on it. I feel like it's deserved because
Nah.
when you look at
I'm sorry.
when a player
I'm
starts
sorry.
like this, when you look at what he would do when he gets to age 21,
If we're talking about potential, yeah, but we're talking about isn't it a bit much?
it's not too much. It's not too much. You're talking about one of the best. We're talking about the second best player in the world.
Nah, I don't
As at
think
this
I
year.
don't think he's the second best player in the world. I don't think he's the second best player.
Yeah,
in the world.
you know better than the journalists have voted. You know better
Are
than
we
the
basing it on
captains.
politics?
You know better than the
You know
captains.
politics, journalism, hype train.
But yeah, let's
everything,
not talk
politics.
that. Let's not talk that.
I'm not trying to talk down
The
on him.
talent he has as a player, the things we see him do on this,
Unbelievable.
and what he has achieved. Won the Euros, of course, with Spain.
Mm.
Won the league with back, and he was like one of the best players for the team, integral at everything they've done. And yeah, I feel like it's well deserved to be there.
My opinion is he's overrated. I think he's overrated. I think him being, I don't think he's the second best player in the world. I think I had him sixth on my list. I agree with all your points. We have not seen anything like this. He has the potential to reach heights that like a certain level, like maybe not Ronaldo or Messi level, but are still close to. But I think
Because Ronaldo and Messi at 17.
no,
we're
Ronaldo.
not this
I'm not
good.
trying to compare him because those guys.
No,
are
I'm not
different
doing
things.
comparison, but when
No.
you look at Ronaldo and Messi at this age,
They were not
this
good. Yeah, they were not this good. But
So
being
yeah,
this
if we are going
being
by
this
that
good,
trajectory.
we put Messi and Ronaldo because they maintain a consistency. Why setting a long period of like can Lamine do that? I don't think so. Can
Why
Lamine?
do you think- why-
I don't
why
think
don't
so
you think
because
so?
I think the way he plays, the level he hasn't matured, and probably he's still young. He's going
it's
to. He's
more
going,
crazy to even think about it. The player is
No,
raw.
see,
he's
because
raw. Obviously he's raw.
This and we say we have not seen. We have seen Mbappe was I think a bit maybe a year older, and look at Mbappe now. Look at the way Mbappe is going. We didn't jump on this hype train with Mbappe, but we're doing it with Lamine.
Because obviously Messi and Ronaldo were
We're still there. And now because Messi and Ronaldo are not, we're trying to like put people are trying to cram
Mbappe
this
still
kid
had
as-
Mbappe
as
still
the
had
future.
crazy shouts then.
But not to
He
this
still had-
extent. It wasn't to this extent.
It
And I
was.
think people are overreacting because I'm not going to join them.
It's not about
in the
being
hype train.
overreactive.
I don't think for me he's a great player. His future is bright. He's going to have more and he's going to add to his numbers over time. But right now, I don't see him as the second best player. I think I need to see a bit more. I think in big games, especially high jeopardy games. I'm not talking about just normal games like that. I'm talking about high jeopardy games where you are needed. Games
Yamal
where-
against
games-
Madrid.
games where your team-
Yamal
games-
versus Madrid
games
last
where
year.
your team. I didn't see him yesterday. I didn't see him
Yamal
yesterday.
versus Madrid
We saw
last
how
year.
we saw how good he is against Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes basically
We saw him at the Euros as well.
took him in his
saw
pocket
him at
and
the
sent him
Euros
home.
as
He
well.
didn't play against who did he play against? Who did he play against? This is the thing. Just because of one season.
played in the
This is the
Euros.
thing. One
It's
season.
not one season.
Even though he's had a good season. I understand that. He's going to have more and more. But right now, I think he's overrated.
When you talk about
He's
one
still
season,
young.
you talk
He needs
about
to
you talk
earn
about
more.
one season,
I
and
think
then
you
you
need
put
to
Rafinha
earn-
on the list. You talk about one season. And then Rafinha is on the list. You have Rafinha above him.
Rafinha had more numbers than him. Rafinha had more impact than him for me in his club. And Lamine, as credit to him, what I need to see is, can you produce this level of consistency, this level of play, can you maintain it over an extended period of time? We don't just crown you as someone being in the maybe close to the best player in the world or being in that top 5. Even for me, if you want to be in the top 5, you need to maintain a certain level of consistency. And he hasn't filled it. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm not trying to hate on this guy. I'm just saying that it's too early to jump on the bandwagon.
It's not about being too early. I feel like the idea of he has played just 2 years.
Yeah, crazy. And he's getting this kind of hype. 2 years and he's getting this kind of hype.
Exactly. Just tell you how good is good, because what we've seen in these 2 years, we've never seen it before. We've never seen a player this age be so dominant.
Mbappé won the World Cup, I think into 18 or 19 years of age.
Fair enough.
And he didn't get this kind of hype.
What do you mean?
He didn't get this kind of shout out. He didn't get this kind of hype, this kind of shout. But
it's about the quality of performances we have seen, the potential, the talent as well that he has. And stop the hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying. It's too early to jump on the bandwagon.
It's not about being too early. It's about what we've seen and then the potential. What we feel.
We have seen players hit this level. Mbappé. We have seen players. Mbappé did this. Something maybe not exactly like this, but to an extent.
When you talk about consistency, he has done it in the first 2 years, so he has been consistent.
I need to see more.
He has been consistent.
I need to see more. With no end product. No end product. Just the Euros.
What do you mean no end product?
Just the Euros. That's the only thing he has. No end product. Has he won the Champions League? Has he won the Champions League? Has he name one big Champions League game? A high jeopardy game. Name one big high jeopardy game that Lamine has performed in.
Lamine vs Madrid at the Bernabeu last year.
You're just saying it because
you watched the same game, bro. That
a game whereby we were scared of ourselves.
Bro, you're not trying to have that conversation right now. So we have to move on. That's number 1 on the list.
Richly deserved.
Obviously,
the best player in the world.
It's 20 points. Number 1, meaning you had him first. I had him first as well. Kylian Mbappé, of course. The best player in the world. Obviously, we know him, Mr. World Cup.
Mr. Champions League. Future Mr. Champions League. Future Mr. Champions League.
I can say the same for Yamal. You could say the same for Yamal, but yeah, fair enough. Mbappé, number 1 on the list. Talk to me.
Number 1. That word, number 1. He is rightly deserved to be in the number 1. I think right now he's playing at a certain level that some players they haven't got there. Like he's showing levels that this is the level I am and you are not there. Dembele won the Ballon d'Or last season. Yeah, but the way Kylian Mbappé plays, even right now, like I think he's still this is the scary thing. He's still going to get better. Over time, he's going to get more and more better. His numbers goals. This is someone who can produce 40 goals a season consistently for at least 3-4 years. This is someone who can take charge of big games. There is no stage too bright that he doesn't turn up. And this is someone that, for me, that has maintained that level of play over a consistent period of time. And right now, yeah, he's reaping the reward. Messi and Ronaldo are no longer there. This is his time. He hasn't gotten the Champions League yet, but I think that's going to come. He hasn't gotten the Ballon d'Or yet. I think that's going to come. But right now, there's no player that I can think of that is better than him. There's no player that I can think of that is even close to him. I think the gap between him and the next person is wild. Like, I'm talking about in terms of everything, like play, in terms of like your play ability, even aura, even intangibles, because I'm someone who I like intangibles a lot. Like, even when this guy is playing, I feel like, wow, this guy's going to do something. This guy, it's not just about, even when his team is playing like garbage, this guy, just give him 1-2 chances and he catches in. So for me, he's definitely the best player in the world. No question about that. Do you have anything to add on it?
Of course, you've said every single thing. I feel like he's there. He's the man right now.
Yeah.
Talent-wise, ability-wise. And I feel like 2026 Ballon d'Or is Mbappé. The way he's moving this year.
It's too early.
The number of goals he scored. I feel like he's hungry this year. Okay. He wants it. It's about, obviously, if they can get the Champions League. Yeah. If they can get the league as well, because those are the team trophies kind of play a big part.
As well, but I feel like is next year too.
Yeah, And we know what he does at the World Cup. So yeah, I feel like he's going to win it. This is my prediction for 2026 Ballon d'Or is Mr. Mbappe's one.
Nah, I'm not really
But
going to.
yeah.
I think a lot of things have to go right. I think our team, Madrid, I don't know. But Mbappe, best player in the world. So that's it for our top 10 players. This is our list. Please do join us or give your own list in the top 10 if you agree with us. If you like the video, share, comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.